Welcome back to Nadya's Notes, aka the Bubble Tea Chronicles. Today is from the other place that I like, because I also wanted to get one of those like Japanese triangles with seaweed and rice, and I came very late, so they only had chicken inside. It was palatable with soy sauce. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. I do love their eel. I love their tuna salad, spicy tuna salad. I like their crab salad and spicy crab salad. It's not real crab. It's, you know, those like California roll sticks, which aren't a real fish. They are a fish, but they are not a crab. Okay, they're not a crab. Anyway, lactose pills. Tea bottle. So since my thermos abandoned me, like literally abandoned me, about like a month ago, I've been using these. It doesn't keep the temperature, but it's glass and it's kind of heavy, but like you can pour cold and hot drinks, and it doesn't have microplastics. Though honestly, what are microplastics? I don't understand what they are. I wonder if it's all made up. Now they're going to make paper cartons again like they used to. Oh, okay, let's try the bubble tea. Oh, that's right. And I got it with no sugar once again. Let's see if this will help me lose the weight without exercise. I did push-ups today off of a high surface, so I'm training the chest muscles. And I've been doing squats because it doesn't put pressure on my foot. And here's my monk tea, monk fruit. I want to be back in shape and feel energized and slimly attractive. And I need to sneeze. Bless you. I always say bless you to myself. I recommend you say it to yourself too. If there's no one to say bless you, bless yourself. I mean it. I really mean it. Alrighty then. Monk fruit. Monk fruit. I did watch the news today. I don't know if I want to talk about them. What did I see? Because the moment you open your mouth and say something political, someone is going to end up hating you. And it's so sad. So sad. There's a Russian psychologist whose lectures were recorded in 1997 that I want to watch. I want to watch the whole cycle of lectures. I watched all of Jordan Peterson's lectures once upon a time. Let's see. Yesterday we had to add 14 drops. I don't know what we'll have to do today. Come on. I don't know if those were drops or it poured and poured and poured. Okay, let's put it in my pocket. The straw. Yes. You know how much I love opening these. Okay, let's try it. I hope they actually listened to me and there was no sugar in here, because otherwise I'm gonna barf right now. Okay, there was no sugar. It's not that sweet. It's growing on me. People turn around when I record. Very cool. Maybe a couple more drops. The Bubble Tea Chronicles, the essence of which is essentially Nadya boasting how many drops of monk fruit are sufficient for her bubble tea. How's that for content, eh? Okay, 4 more. I hope I don't start sprouting monk fruit branches. That'll be something, right? Sprouting monk fruit branches. I don't even know what monk fruit looks like, honestly, though. Yay! Oh my god, the weather is so divine. It is absolutely perfect. What's the temperature? I guess it's like 80, so like 23. Yeah, 23. I might want to take my shirt off. You can see me in pink. Pink! Now I feel cold. But let's go with this for like a little bit. Yay! Oh, that was sweet. Here we go. Twirl, twirl, twirl. Twirl, twirl, twirl. I'm gonna get back into shape. Now that I feel slightly alive. It really wasn't for the better part of the year. I was just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like when you feel dead, but you haven't died, and you have moments of being intellectually alive, but not emotionally, and you got run over by a train. Okay, that's a good one. You got run over by a train and completely deflated, like flattened. Okay, not by a train, you know, one of those. Okay, so you first got run over by a train. Then you got flattened by the asphalt flattening machine. And you're kind of like lying there, alive, stuck, and all flat. And then like, you know you're alive. So you made it, you made it. They don't tell you what kind of surgery they need to do. Because it's a mystery. Because they don't really know all of your injuries. I'm describing emotional injuries. This is like I'm describing an emotional event. And they're like, so the patient is alive. They're going to be alive. They just have a lot of internal injuries and they're all like bleeding, but not bleeding out. Everything is out of whack. And they're flat. And then little by little, and you can't really see that all the time. Because like, that's what emotional injuries are. They're not like always apparent because you can hide them. A motorcycle! And then, little by little, like, systemic communication reconnects. Your nervous system is no longer whacked all the time, just some of the time. A friend tells you that you could try melatonin for sleep, which helps with your pre-sleep anxiety, but you haven't figured out the amount of melatonin you need to do this. And you're still grasping at every possible cure, or at least lifeline. Like, what if I think about this? Maybe it will help. Or what if I think about that? Maybe it will help. Or what if I don't think about this? Or I don't think about that. There was more of that. I don't want to think about this anymore. And then it just comes at you. It comes at you. It comes at you. And then you're like, what if I read this book? I think I wasn't even reading that many books because like I couldn't even handle it. Like, A lot of my growth and rebuilding of myself, not just this year, but in general throughout my life, has been a result of a combination of therapy and reading an insane amount of psychological literature. Sometimes input from friends, but most of the time friends are super biased. The friends that I have, in the sense that they're not the best at, and I love my friends, but they're not the best as I was not the best at, like, actually supporting a person in the moment with, like, okay, you're feeling this, okay, this is what you're feeling, or this is the experience. It's more like, how can we just move on? And I wish I could, but I couldn't. So I was stuck in it, but also I wasn't stuck in it. Or maybe I was stuck in it.
Sorry, Mr. Paul.
Maybe recovery for emotional injury takes as long as recovery for physical injury. I wouldn't be surprised, because there's no such thing as emotional injury, right? If you're being injured emotionally, what that means is that we cannot detect as of yet where the injury is occurring. So, like, traumatic thoughts are physiological. They have been encoded into your brain, and they are there. So it's as physiological as a scar. I don't have any more scars. Oh, well, I have this one, this tiny one from when I was really little. The scar is still there, it healed, but it took a while to heal. And while it's healing, you have to be, like, really tender and not re-injure it. Or I have broken ribs here. Well, healed broken ribs. But let me tell you, before I ever broke any ribs, I never felt my ribs. I didn't even know I had ribs. Yeah. And now, once in a while, I'm like, oh, it hurts here. The weather or whatever. And then you're like, oh my God. Not only do I have these body parts that hurt, ribs, but also they now bother me. So, yes, was that interesting? It was to me. Anyway, and then, as you know, my friend died, which didn't help anything, but except for starting up this channel. And now, thank God, it's beautiful. Oh, on top of that, I had a stress fracture. I still do. So I, like, hobble about, then take a bike, try not to walk. And, like, my approach to healing this was try to walk in a way that doesn't hurt, like rolling on the outside of the foot, which the doctor said not to do, and hope for the best. Guess what? That didn't work. I wonder if that was my approach to the emotional injuries. Gosh. Now I have to fix the self-isolation or ride into connection. I like that more. Ride, sprout into connection. How's that for a plan? I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. So I'm open to advice. Sprout. I'm gonna sprout. Sprout. I'm gonna sprout. I hope the sprouting also extends to actually screen recording from a computer and a camera, and then being able to edit it all together for a new format of videos. I bet I could deliver, well, Nadya-esque content. I can't promise interesting, I can't promise profound, I can't promise life-changing. I can promise Nadya. That's as much as I can deliver. I would also love to be able to film while bicycling, because I imagine that, so bicycling has been really good. I keep the pressure off the foot. I figured out how to, so it's my right foot. I figured out how to not use it so much. It's my dominant foot for stopping. So, and I can pedal without putting pressure on that, on this bone essentially. So if this is my foot, I have a stress fracture right there. Right there, can you imagine? This is good bubble tea. The monk fruit is annoying me. Posture. Apparently my posture is being limited by my chest muscles not being stretchy enough. That's what I heard. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I like that.
Thank you. I'm just trying to stretch my chest muscles. It's apparently good for the posture. Thank you. See? Got a compliment. I'm a taxi driver. Very supportive. I love it. New Yorkers can be super duper supportive. Let's try it. Oh. And the other beautiful thing of being in New York is all of the city is your home essentially. Anywhere, every street, every stoop, every corner, every mailbox. It's currently standing on a mailbox. DJI Mimo, I mean. Bless you. Oh, bless you. Будь здорова, моя дорогая. This is the bubble tea which will never end. Shall we walk somewhere? I don't know. There's a park that way. Oh, also core. I still have some core because I was doing high intensity training, which is what killed the foot to begin with. And I hated it, but it was so good. Essentially 4 minutes of HIIT, and I was buff. I was slim, I was happy, I was terrified, I was run over. That was unrelated to HIIT. The run over was unrelated to HIIT. It was related to the person who taught me HIIT. Yay. As I said in a video I have not posted, I try to take everything positive out of anything possibly. Like out of any interaction, any relationship, any situation. If there's like even the tiniest bubble of positivity and growth that can be accomplished, I latch onto that for dear life and just go for it. Maybe that's why I only ended up flattened and not dead. Though it might also be said that I had emotional inflammation to such an extent that maybe I was. Like, you know when sometimes when the brain is inflamed, they put a person, or when they're in too much pain, they do a medically induced coma. I wonder if I experienced that, like a emotional trauma-induced emotional coma. I don't know. That makes sense. I think I'm really firmly convinced that all psychological things are operating the same way that any kind of physical trauma is operating. And it's just because we can't see it that we're less likely to approach it like that, especially if you've grown up being asked to just accept things like this is the way life is. It could be worse, and it could also be worse. It could always be worse, but the problem is that, you know, if you're here and your life is this and you're feeling this, whatever it is that you're feeling, you're not someone else somewhere else feeling something else, dealing with another situation which could be worse, then that becomes even more confusing, because there's denial of what you're experiencing combined with guilt for experiencing it, because when you're told that something could be worse, you're essentially being told it's not bad enough. What are you even concerned about? It's like, again, bringing it back to the physical. And I hope maybe this will help someone. So if you're experiencing emotional pain, it's real. Sometimes when people say it's, you know, it's not that bad, other people have it worse, there's denial, because yeah, it's not that bad for someone else, but it could be really bad for you, right? You know, like if you're a person who's capable of, I don't know, getting 100 on a test and you got an 80, you might be stressed out by that. You might consider that a tragedy. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, depending on why you consider that a tragedy, you know, and I got to sit down for a moment. Okay. And continue this. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I was saying that sometimes this like idea of it's not that bad, someone has it worse, it can be a call to gratitude, but it's a very unsatisfying and ungracious call to gratitude. And on top of that, the problem is it's also a lie, right? Because by saying that someone has had it worse, it says nothing about what you're having, right? So it becomes a depersonalizing experience also, which cannot have truth in it. Because truth is about what's actually happening and not here, at least right now with you, and not what's happening with someone else somewhere else. What else? Yeah. Let's take a picture. Maybe I'll post this actually, right now, without judging myself for it. I won't get that many views.
Because that's normal.
Yay. Anyway, thank you for being here with me. I don't think I said anything that should get me into trouble. Love having you here. Please come back. See you tomorrow. Mwah.